It is not often that we see a product from Apple that is really different from its previous generation. But the new iPad Pro is a big refresh, and a bit unusual, and generous in the series of products. But the point that made me think was that Android tablets, especially the Samsung Tab S series, were getting closer and closer to the standard of iPads, and offered a series of tempting features such as an OLED display, to at least reduce the monopoly of this market. But how can compete with iPad Pro now? This is M for iPad Pro review, so let's do it out. The design has improved a bit. The selfie camera is now placed on the side, which is more logical. We used a tablet like this. On the back panel, the ultra-wide lens has been removed, which Apple didn't talk about, nor video, no matter, and most importantly, now we are facing the thinnest product in the history of Apple, with a thickness of 5.1mm in the 13-inch version and 5.3mm in the 11-inch version. If we put it next to the iPad Pro M2, it has a more modern and compact feel, but overall it is not what we wanted from an iPad. Wouldn't more battery be better? I don't know. There is still no news of water resistance. Beside that, I suggest not to bend it too much. It's just a friendly advice. It also supports Apple Pencil Pro. I mean, the previous generation doesn't support it. Like the previous generation, it is fast, smooth, and comfortable with a series of features such as an rotation detection and pressure-sensitive sensor and $129. The last is your ability. Magic Keyboard is also equipped with haptics and is the same premium product. Its display has made it very difficult for competitors, because not only is it OLED, but its brightness reaches 1600 nits, thanks to tandem OLED technology, which can be said to be two OLED displays on top of each other, which is clearly unrivaled. High contrast, dynamic and accurate colors, excellent sharpness, and in general, there is no problem. There is also 120Hz, which is dynamic too. But I don't know why it doesn't have always on display. Maybe, I will say it again, maybe it will be added in the WWDC event. Face ID still works well, the speakers are still sharp and of high quality. Only one of the benefits of reducing the thickness is that the base is less. But it is not worrying. Shall I talk about the camera? Really? The LiDAR sensor still does its job, AR and 3D mapping, and the camera will not disappoint you if you are stuck with an iPad without a camera or phone. Of course, it has a good camera, but believe me, you will not use it. Hardware and software is where it is completely wrong to compare iPad Pro with Android tablets. We are not going to compare M4 with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, right? Now we need to compare with itself. The processing power is much better and faster than M2, but you are not going to feel it. Maybe if you use Logic Pro and Final Cut Pro, you will feel it a little. However, iPadOS seems to have this power in a chain so as not to harm MacBooks. Of course, there is a possibility that this trend will change in the WWDC event. One interesting thing about buying an iPad Pro is that the 1TB and 2TB versions have more RAM and also have one more power CPU core. So, I don't know if it's good or bad. You won't feel any change in the battery department, thanks to the low thickness. Of course, the fact that the device doesn't heat up is a matter of thanks. However, it will last you 1 to 2 days in semi-heavy use. The charger in the box is 20 watts, and Apple has not said anything about the maximum charging wattage. But with the charger in the box, it takes about 3 hours to fully charge, which is officially a nightmare. Well, so far we have concluded that iPad Pro is unbeatable and you have almost no choice. But I think the situation will be different. Not with Android, but with Windows. With 10 years of experience with Surface Pro, Windows has almost been able to optimize its operating system with touch and the stylus. Maybe not as much as iPad, but it's good. Also, the platform we are talking about is Windows, which means it has a large source of professional programs and games that iPad doesn't currently have. But Surface Pros are weak, they heat up, they have a bad battery, right? Microsoft's new event was very promising. optimized ARM operating system, a Snapdragon X Elite, and AI throughout the UI. If it is what is expected, it is a big risk for iPads, even for MacBooks. I would really like to see how Apple reacts at the WWDC event. The world is getting interesting, and it gets more and more interesting if you subscribe. Goodbye, see you next video.